Today I am gravel riding the D-Day coast of Normandy through fields, bunkers and beaches that changed history in 1944. But there is one final stop that might stop you in your tracks. Okay, first stop on my D-Day gravel ride, and we're at Ranville War Cemetery. Ranville was the first village liberated in France during the D-Day landings on the 6th of June 1944. In terms of soldiers, there was a heavy price paid. Ranville was heavily damaged during the Second World War D-Day landings. It was heavily attacked, and the church still shows damage from the Second World War. These are bullet holes. The whole church is dotted with these holes. All the holes have been left as a reminder of what happened here. It's very quiet. The gardener's out mowing the lawn, but apart from that there's nobody else on the grounds. This is the first time I visited this, even though it's 6k from my house. Probably one of the least known monuments, but being the first town liberated is obviously a key point in the D-Day landings. So I'm just going through the entrance. Take a look at this. Private Marshal from the Gordon Highlanders. Died on the 16th of June 1944. Aged 19 years old. Private Addison, he also died on the 16th of June 1944, 29 years old. All these men are just kids, 20 years old. Private Kennedy, 17th of June 1944. This is the youngest guy found. Gunner Wayne, Royal Artillery, 21st of July 1944. Age just 18 years old. Okay, that's Ranville War Cemetery. Well worth a stop if you're in the area. I didn't actually realise how big it was. Okay, arriving at the Memorial Pegasus. This is the famous Pegasus Bridge, and there's also a museum to the right with the original bridge. So the bridge you see there is actually a replica built in the 1960s. So this is a Memorial Pegasus. There's an interior museum and also an exterior museum with the original Pegasus Bridge. Pegasus Bridge was a strategic point in the D-Day landings and was taken fairly easily by Major John Howard. He arrived in 3 gliders and surprised the Germans. I have another video which goes into more detail in this. You can check it out on the link in the description or somewhere on the screen now. We are at the Grand Bunker in Ouistreham. There's a big museum based on an old German bunker from the Second World War. There's lots of artifacts from the Second World War on the grounds, and you can also enter the museum. Alright, coming up to the British War Memorial at Sword Beach, and this is the British Memorial. Imagine thousands of British soldiers landing here on an overcast day like today, being bombarded by German artillery. And today, tourists and holiday makers. It couldn't be any different. It makes you think. Next up, we're heading towards a Churchill tank. We've just passed through Lyon-sur-Mer, and this place was liberated on the 6th and 7th of June 1944 by the 41st Royal Marine Commandos. A little monument here with a Churchill tank. Here's an example of a bit of German ingenuity. They've installed an anti-tank gun facing inland, so it's protected from sea attacks. This was a part of the German key defense line along the seafront, so they had both guns facing out towards sea and also guns facing inland. However, it didn't last long. It was put out of action on the first night by the Allied forces, allowing the tanks to land and move inland. Normandy really is a paradise for cycling. It might not have the epic mountains, but it's got some fantastic history, some beautiful chateaus, churches, that sort of thing. Obviously the D-Day landings is a key part of Normandy history, especially up here near Ouistreham, Caen, etc. Well worth a visit. You've got the EuroVelo route going through and also the Vélo maritime. If you are passing through the Caen region and you need any help or advice, feel free to contact me. Juno Beach, this was a joint British and Canadian effort during the D-Day landings. They built a monument to both the British and Canadians. I'm presuming this was an old German battery or defence. There's nothing about what it was in the 1940s. Again, it's hard to imagine the warships off the coast, German soldiers defending the coastline, British and Canadians landing and taking heavy casualties. It's a different world 80 years later. Right, just back from the beach by about 100 meters, there is the Sexton self-propelled gun. Don't know anything about it. This Sexton self-propelled gun was presented by Dr. Matthew Kiln in memory of his father, Major Robert Kiln, and the British troops who landed on the beach. There we go. The idea of these tanks was to land at the beach and at the same time pull a trailer and carry ammunition for the rest of the soldiers. They were designed to be waterproof, so they've got covers on the top here, and to slide along on the sand. Once on the beach, the tanks released them and could start fighting. There's a little picture of one just here. I'm no tank expert, but this is a 95mm gun apparently, specifically designed to land on the beach and to get straight into action. Right, I have arrived in Ver-sur-Mer. Got a little bit of ride along the beach and then we'll head up to the British Memorial. I've arrived at the British War Memorial and I'm pleased to announce they've installed some bike racks. You'll need a lock because it's a bit of a walk to the actual memorial. So I'm going to lock up my bike, put some shoes on and go and check it out. So this British Memorial overlooks Gold Beach, which is just down there. It's a few days before the D-Day commemorations, and each year the Prime Minister from the UK and the President of France come here to lay a wreath. Obviously last year was the 80th anniversary and it was a big event. I'm sure it's still going to be a pretty memorable event this year, but probably a slightly smaller scale. There's 22,000 names on these pillars, representing everyone that died during the D-Day landings and the months afterwards. Well worth a visit. Standing with Giants exhibition. This was installed last year to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings, and they've reinstalled it again for this summer. Each of them are silhouettes of soldiers made from recycled metal, I believe. Each statue represents a soldier that died during the D-Day landings. See if I can find some more information. Here we go, standing with giants. Okay, there's 1,475 giants. Or Leslie Sidney Donald Dowell from Somerset. He was killed in action on the 29th of August 1944. Aged just 20 years old at the Battle of Falaise. Unfortunately never got to meet you, always in our thoughts. There we go. Absolutely amazing. And just over in the woods, over to the left over there, they've erected some similar statues as these, but for the French resistance, and they're kind of hidden away because during the war they were obviously hiding in plain sight. Well, I hope you enjoyed my Ranville to the British War Memorial Museum in Ver-sur-Mer. I'm just heading back now along some gravel roads back to base in Caen. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, share the video with your cycling mates and consider subscribing. My channel concentrates on cycling in France, from bike renovations, vintage bike renovations, bike packing, gravel rides, Normandy, Alpe d'Huez, anything to do with cycling in France. I would much appreciate it if you would follow the channel. Thanks for watching.